Welcome back to Scotland's premier Fife-based podcast, Fife Club. The first rule of Fife Club is...
No Dundonians.
Yeah. anyone north of, what is it? Newport-on-Tay can fuck right off.
Geographically, that is true.
Anyway, please talk about Fife Club.
Some people have written reviews.
Yeah. Have they? Have there been more people?
Thank you.
Thank you for writing reviews, by the way, guys.
Oh, Lizzie did.
Yeah.
Was there anybody else?
We don't give away the fact that we're telling people, we know the people that write the reviews.
Some people have been saying they haven't been able to write reviews to me. A couple of people.
That is an iTunes issue.
Send hate mail to Apple.
Yeah, I've...
Dog shit Hoover letterbox, the whole deal.
Dog shit on fire.
Yes, thank you.
That's the second rule thing.
Yeah, I think the guy, the Curator podcast, the guy that does that, he was asking similarly for folk to do some reviews, and he was getting responses of I tried and it wouldn't let me. So it seems to be that iTunes is just a bit shit that way. But anyway, if you can write us a review, it's always handy.
5 stars for Scotsman.
No, the Scotsman hasn't sunk that low.
Oh dear. So anyway,
not since Andrew Neil was in charge.
I was going to say, if we put in a spirited defence of unionism, I'm sure we'll get 5 stars.
Never going to happen. You will all be glad to know that the salvia finally wore off, and it turned out that we were all sitting around Mark's bathtub with an empty Viennetta package, a tin of custard, a Tesco microwave crumble, and a Highland toffee wrapper. Shit got weird last week.
Really, really did. And it took me a while to clean that up, guys. Just saying, noticed you all disappeared rather early.
What was really surprising is that rum was actually jars of your piss.
Why were you keeping jars of your own piss?
Yeah, Mark.
Don't ask the question if you don't want to know the answer.
Don't like it.
I'm glad I was busy last week.
Yeah, it was interesting. So anyway, around the mic with my good self Kutch this week is a lion of a guy. It's Jamie.
Hello.
And across from him is someone who has the light foot of a puma. It's Mark.
That's true.
And lumbering about like a heavily inbred white Lai Tygon, it's Dave.
Alright.
Wow, that's a bit harsh, Dave.
Also totally true.
It's like I went from
Alright, Snarf.
Yeah. I think you mongrel crack cat. Yeah.
And you don't get turned into fucking Battle Cat either. Yeah. No, not Battle Cat.
Snarf never did. That was Cringer,
that was Cringer.
Get your fucking 80s cartoons right, prick. Snarf. I thought I would go for the fact that 1, it was inbred, 2, it was white, so probably inbred, and it's not just a it's not just a liger or a tygon, it's a Lai Tygon.
They bought that crack fox.
You're fucked genetically.
Mate,
we all are. We're from Fife.
You're half man, half wolf. you're a basketball playing teenage werewolf.
Fuck off.
Gets the early dig in.
Great.
That's going to come back to haunt me.
Yep.
Going to probably regret that.
Remember, I'm going to be doing one of these very soon, all by myself.
Yeah.
So, this week I thought we could cover a little news first off. As announced on Facebook, I've managed to get a wee team up with the Fife-based folk duo, the Cold Town Daisies. I'm going to interview them and have a bit of a natter with them during the Best of West Festival weekend, which is next weekend. We will be going out live on Facebook on their page, and probably will be the basis of that week's Fife Club too.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Genuinely sounds like good content.
I might listen to that one.
Better than the usual.
Yeah, something interesting. And again, also Walk Fife. I've already sort of sizzled that before, but never actually contacted them again after we first talked about it. But they have got back in contact and are still interested in doing a crossover with us. So we'll have one of their guys with us in the near future, and probably one of us with them. Me, probably.
Yeah.
So that'll be happening. What else have we got? There's something else. Oh yeah, our Canadian correspondent, the husband of leisure, Dougie, is hoping to join us in September. So yeah, as I say, just a little bit of sizzle for everybody.
He'll be gone till September.
Gone to September.
It's a tune.
Wow. After taking a sweet.
Wow, what were you going to do next, Kutch?
Kutch, did you
Why
run
don't
on
Jamie
tweet?
do this? Jamie, you should probably do the socials while Kutch is doing.
Oh, I should.
Good idea.
Shoot louder, please, Kutch, while doing socials. Talk to us on Facebook at facebook.com/FifeClubPod or at FifeClubPod, Twitter at FifeClub, email ken@fiveclub.co.uk, Instagram FiveClub, or our not so shiny but still quite new website www.fiveclub.co.uk.
There's still some holder pages that need filled in. I just haven't had the time to go through all the fights we've had and everything.
I was just joking, Kutch. I'm not going to lie, I haven't looked at it in about a week.
I am just putting it out there. It will happen eventually.
God's sake, Kutch, you only do all the work for this podcast.
yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Oh, it's just disgraceful.
Jesus Christ.
Slacking off like this. Sneaking off to see your new friends.
Getting fresh, hot, new content for us.
Yeah. All the while we regurgitate the same jokes over and over again.
Yeah.
Double deckers.
Honey badgers.
We're fresh. Keeping it fresh.
Next in the news, thought we would have just a very quick word on the spectacle that is now over. The Mayweather-McGregor fight. It has been done. So yeah, just a quick run over with everybody. Jamie, was the hype worth it?
No. Well, right. So McGregor did better than I expected and most people expected, but there's been a lot of people on both sides who've been shit afterwards, box fans and MMA fans. Mm-hmm. I'll talk for the MMA side very briefly. They've gone, he's hit 100. He landed 111 punches in 10 rounds, which is more, or 9.5 rounds, which is more than Canelo and Pacquiao did in like 12 rounds. But if you actually watch the fight, very few of them were clean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They were.
Whereas,
And some of them are hammer fists.
yeah, some of them were hammer fists, and so and one other short thing is McGregor talked about this afterwards. When we were watching it, I kept saying he's controlling his hips because he'd punch him, go around the back of him, and control his hips like he was about to take him down, and he'd get to his back. And if you expend all energy in MMA, it's great because then you get to strangle someone. Mm-hmm. But if not, in boxing, he just got split up every time. So he's like spending all this energy to do that, and it wasn't getting him anywhere.
Yeah.
But it's probably raised his profile, and now hopefully he'll be in some good MMA fights now. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Dave, was it worth it?
For Conor McGregor, absolutely. He earned, I think it was £2.3 million per minute of that fight, which is, I'd get punched in the face, like...
Or just under $1 million per punch as well.
Yeah.
Jeez. It's mad, it really is. And the build-up to it, the total circus atmosphere and all that sort of nonsense was just mental. No need for it, really. And even at the point where we were sat there ready to watch it at 5 o'clock in the morning, it was just like, are we actually going to watch this now?
Is this about to happen?
And we watched it and it was just a boxing match. I don't really like boxing, so it's kind of like, oh well, there we are.
I don't know. I don't even think it was all that good. It was just... And it was exactly what everybody thought would happen. He gassed it. He went in, guns blazing, gassed it at round 4, and then it was just a waiting game, really.
Yeah,
the fact that he managed to last until round 10 was pretty much amazing. Mark?
Nothing really to add. It was a freak show. You sort of kind of had to watch it. Watched it. Yeah. It's not. I don't think it's particularly good for either of those sports.
No.
Although I will just say that Dana White mentioned today it did 6.5 million buys. That'll be worldwide. So worldwide, Pacquiao Mayweather did about 5.5 or 5.4 or something. So
Mayweather Pacquiao did 1 million here. So I'm intrigued to see what the stats will be from Sky on that one.
Apparently, though, the breakdowns usually break down pay-per-views 50-50-ish. Mm-hmm. Apparently, for this one, sources say it was closer to 70-30 in favour of the promoters. So the distributors were only getting 30%. So 30%. Anyway, just a wee note.
But yeah, the same. I sort of also find that difficult, like measuring sport by money bought in.
Yeah, but that's what this was all about.
I know what you mean. But
I agree with you.
It does
yeah.
nothing for sport as
It just does it for a few
as an
individuals, really. But yeah, no, that's fair enough. Just basically thank Christ it's over.
Don't believe the hype.
Yeah. So that's that. Finally done, and we can maybe stop talking about it until the next freak fight happens.
Another unedifying episode.
If you're gonna have freak fight,
Orangutan.
if you're gonna have freak fights, do them in Japan like everybody else.
Yeah.
'Cause that's fine. I don't mind them in Japan. That's what Japan's for.
Ex-NBA star Horace Grant fights. Yeah, fights an ostrich.
You regularly get in Japan sumo wrestlers fighting the tiniest guys they can fight in MMA promotions. It's great.
like-
It's fucking brilliant.
Or like 60-year-old women fighting.
Yeah. Oh well, that's a bit too far freaky for me. That was just a one-sided beatdown.
Or those two girls in bikinis that fight each other, and then eventually they start kissing in the middle of the ring. Oh.
That was just an online promotion.
Yeah, just caught an episode of that.
Okay, I think we've learned more about Mark's sex life than we ever needed to.
Well, apart from the time we slept together.
Never happened.
You know it did. I'm not proud of it either.
I found myself frog-legged on your bed.
No, I think that's not the way it happened. We're not going through this live on here.
Now for some hot take news. Keiza's gone. Will Scottish Labour fold on itself?
Come on, kiss you bastard.
That's it. When I first heard this, I just assumed that was a lass who sang Timber with a pit bull.
Wow.
Yeah.
She stuck two fingers up to the Labour Party.
She fucking did too. So yeah, do we think Scottish Labour is about to fold in on itself?
See, I wonder if I now feel a little bit more sorry for her than I have done previously, because I think the way you look at it now is, I don't know, I've been a pretty big critic of her leadership, not just her leadership as well. I think by people within the party that are pulling it in particular directions.
Yeah.
I think we obviously always ascribe too much to the individual leaders and things, but there is a team behind there that have been pushing and pulling her into various positions that I don't think she's particularly comfortable with. She's not a classic defend everything with the union. That was a strategy that they thought was the best one to employ. She's not an outright anti-austerity fighter in the sort of Corbynite mold. She's not that. And she's not a Blairite either.
Yeah.
She's none of those things. And she's been pushed and pulled, cajoled in various different directions. And I think the one thing you now kind of realise that she's gone is, actually, where does that leave the direction of the party? It's not in a great state. There's not a huge amount of talent about to step up.
That's the thing that, especially with Rowley saying that he's definitely not thrown his hat in the ring, and although he'd be absolutely horrendous because he's just, as we've all been talking about, a horrendous public speaker.
Can I just quote Mags's joke on this was
it's a good
absolutely
one.
excellent. She said he's the sort of fifer that can get three syllables into the word iron.
Yeah.
That is absolutely
I was trying to sit and figure this out earlier on. It was like it would be something like Iron.
Yeah.
Iron brew.
Yeah.
I want some iron brew.
Statement to the first minister. Like, oh my god.
That's the thing
I
with
want
the old
Rowley.
Keiza Dugdale thing. She never really struck me as being a particularly charismatic leader. And it's kind of left Scottish Labour now in the same kind of throes as Labour was in when Miliband went. Because when he went, it was kind of like the all up in the air as to who's going to take over and all that sort of stuff. They brought in Corbyn, and everyone was like, who the fuck's this guy? And then all of a sudden, I say all of a sudden, 2 years later, Corbyn's now essentially a shoe-in for the next person to live at number 10 Downing Street, which is like, he's turned the party around, and hopefully for the Scottish Labour's sake, if they do bring someone in who does have a bit more kind of direction to point the party in, it might do well. So
I don't know. It's just there's nobody really there that I could say that even gels all that well. Again, apart from Rowley with the the Westminster Party at the moment.
Finlay might have done all right. I'm surprised he isn't running actually. I'm very surprised because he's Corbynista yet established as well. And
That's
so
true.
I don't think he was ever. I think he ran for the leadership previously, but I don't think he has ever been convinced that he's the right person to lead the party. And I think from that point of view, I think there's lots of interesting things going on in this one. Like one of the ones that's been covered in some of the political press is the fact that when Kez steps down, that'll vacate a seat on the National Executive Committee, which at the moment kind of has the right and moderate side of the Labour Party outnumbering the Corbynite side. With her standing down, there's potentially the space to fill that with a Corbynite person. If that's the case, if that's done, then that pretty much shows up the direction of the party for discussion at party conference, future kind of strategy. So that's potentially really important, which is why I'm quite surprised that the left of Scottish Labour haven't really got their ducks in a row about who's going to run. So no Rowley, no Finlay officially so far, which leaves Richard Leonard, who's got an English accent which is interesting when you're trying to battle an SNP which, combines civic nationalism with a bit of blood and soil. And then Pauline, oh God, what's her name? Pauline McNeill?
Pauline something. I know you mean.
Potentially could be on the left side. Anna Sarwar will definitely, as the sort of new Labour man in a suit, he'll do that. And then I reckon Monica Lennon will put her hat.
I think she might actually have a good shot. I actually do. Because I think she's... I've met Anna Sarwar. He's not like... He's just...
I've worked with him.
He's not the man to turn Scottish Labour around. And I just want to say, to be fair to Kez, she took on Scottish Labour when all the damage had already been done. And, she was just...
It's almost like
she's only been there for 2.5 years. I thought she'd been there for much longer.
It's almost like she's just been stewarding it as well, though. Just kind of... I mean, the party's turned right. There was a thing where, I don't know if it was her or somebody had said, she's turned the party round, look at the state of Labour now, and it's sort of like, that's not really you. That was the Corbyn effect. Corbyn effect's the thing that's boosted Labour right across the country.
Well, I think it's Corbyn effect plus a bit of... There's an element of peak SNP.
There's a lot of people. I mean, I will say I think there's a good opportunity now because the SNP are starting to falter in their popularity to turn Scottish Labour around and have a left-leaning party, which is maybe more open to independence or at least gives their has a sort of free vote for a member sort of thing. But it's just, I just don't see how Scottish Labour can turn it around when you've got such strong characters of Nicola Sturgeon and Ruth Davidson to go up against, because it really does matter to have the leader to turn it around. We're going to have the leader first, the right leader, then the right message and the right policies in that order to turn it around.
That's they're going up against two people that are so well established now as well, and it's just like they're both well known.
Ruth Davidson will defend the union. Nicola Sturgeon, slightly left of centre, will go for independence.
It's even if you look at the other two parties like the Dems and the Greens. I mean, even their heads are quite well known, popular. Willie Rennie, as much as he's a arse. But he's a well known face and people do seem to like him.
The only thing that I think that you can benefit from if you're Scottish Labour is the sort of clean skin thing. It's like you've got a clean skin and you have the opportunity to shape a narrative that is hopeful. I think you're right on independence. It's got to be independence agnosticism. It's got to be like, this is your free vote. Constitutional affairs are outside of party politics kind of thing. And then I think you have to build a vision and a narrative for what a future Scotland looks like. It has to be hopeful and it has to be positive. It's got to borrow the best of the Yes campaign in 2014 and the Corbyn campaign. That is the only way that they have any chance.
I think they should focus on, instead of Devo Max, they should focus on proper devolution of as much power as possible to local level instead, and that could be their way out of the constitutional question.
Yeah.
But I mean like Nordic style local democracy, where it's like right down as far as it can go.
Cool, yeah. Sounds interesting. But yeah, it's just it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next coming weeks.
Yeah, I mean, what's funny is just kind of internal mutterings and things like that I don't like know many people, but everyone who I do know that's well connected has said didn't hear a peep about this. Like normally these kind of things, you kind of get a bit of a heads up or a feeling that something's coming, but everyone really kind of blindsided by this one.
Well, apparently she was thinking about it before the election, after the election, but she wanted to let the new MPs bed in. But apparently as well, BBC were going to run it this morning instead of last night at 10 o'clock news, which is when I saw it, when everyone saw it. But Sky started reporting it. And BBC had the VT, so they were like, "Oh, we've got to run it now." So then they ran it, and that was why. It was meant to go the next morning.
Cat out of the bag.
Scooping.
Yeah.
Bloody annoying.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say one very last thing on it is the idea that if there's not anybody in the Scottish Parliament, is there people that you can look at for, like, in the future or something like that? But there isn't even anybody who's, there's nobody who could, an MSP who could accidentally stand down in a constituency seat or something like that you could parachute in like a Westminster MP in. There's nobody. Like, you're most, like, unless it was complicated arrangement, it would be difficult to do anything before.
It has to be an MSP.
Yeah, it has to be.
It has to be an
because
MSP.
it can't be another MP with the hope of, because that just backfired.
With his higher break rate.
Oh, don't even get me started on Jim Murphy. I could go, but there's also nobody outside of politics. If you think about the sort of big Labour Scottish figures, they've all been
They've all gone.
They've either all gone or there's to an extent tarnished or associated with 2014. It's like Brown, Darling, Douglas Alexander. I'm trying to think of anyone else that might have been left, but
Still a long list of hated names.
yeah, exactly. No, yeah, exactly.
Poison chalices all around.
I mean, there's a lot of I still have respect for some of those people in certain ways, but
it'll be interesting to see, because they'll shape it in a way where it'll kind of pave the way for Labour to become a bigger thing in Scotland again, and for them to hopefully, in their point of view, take over SNP and become a bigger party in order to bring together Labour throughout the whole of the UK.
I think there are a lot of disaffected SNP members who are far to the left of our part of the like official policy.
Oh, by far, yeah.
And if Labour, maybe they can't go full independent, but they could go agnostic. I wouldn't put past them to come independent. I don't think it'll happen, but I think everything's kind of up in the air just now. But I just don't see it becoming party policy. But I think what we should do is split away from the UK party and become an affiliated group like the Fabians are, or trade unions.
Because do you know what? That is a step towards the Speaking for Scotland point that hasn't happened previously.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a huge amount of the momentum for Labour is coming from south of the border now.
I know, and it's more just to say, so people can't say to them, "Oh, you're a branch office," which is what they get. Nobody says that to Ruth Davidson, even though that was fair before. No. But now, not now, because she's, all the Scottish Tory MPs have basically said we're loyal to Ruth Davidson, not Theresa May. you know.
Yeah, no, I know. As you say, interesting times for Scottish Labour. Also, politics is so cyclical that something will happen that will bring Labour back up.
Some crazy cat will step in and do the job. Like
crazy cat.
What?
Have we not got to that part of the show yet?
No, I think that's an excellent one.
I attempted a segue.
Tried it,
that's
however.
what I was aiming for.
We were going to talk about the new bridge.
It was a bridge too far.
That new bridge.
It would have been a great link.
So I was saying, that's what I was saying to Pam earlier on the way down. There was like, it is the new bit of additional taxi chat. How about them pars?
That was going to be my joke. I was thinking of that today.
How about them bars? How about them new houses? How about that new bridge?
How about that new bridge though?
Oh,
God damn it.
It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. Oh, no.
Oh, it's just causing more trouble than it's worth. It's not fit for purpose.
They've really not thought this one through. Is one of the comments I saw.
Not fit for purpose was one that I saw today. that traffic was worse than it was bring back the old bridge. And it's like, no, you've just got idiots that are trying to get across it today because it's the new shiny thing and they want to go across it. Just give it a couple of days.
In fairness, I had to go across it today in order to get to work and come back across it today in order to get
and it's
back home.
infuriating.
It was fucking shit.
But at the end of the day, it is a couple of days.
Yeah.
And then it'll be back to normal.
Hopefully.
When you'll just be waiting in queues, like, because of just normal traffic and people breaking down on the bridge.
God damn it.
It'll be interesting when we have our first suicide on it.
It'll be interesting to see how that happens.
Is that dark?
We were talking about this today at work because of the windshields. And the fact
it's
that,
a suicide.
Well, you can't walk on it, so it won't happen.
Oh yeah, you actually right.
well, you could.
You could film one.
Well, you
run on that point.
But what? But
Taxi at the bridge, that's it.
You could also
Taxi
stop
halfway
it.
across
You could
to see
also
him, mate.
stop in the hard shoulder and try and climb up over the windshield. But I think it will be
Thelma and Louise.
just into the side.
Wouldn't recommend any of these suggestions, by the way.
Sorry for bringing the dark.
we might. Well, we probably would hear about it, but papers try not to report that stuff.
Yeah.
And when they do, it's just a few lines.
Yeah.
Because more people go and do it.
Yeah,
because then it points out as like a common spot. Yeah.
Well, there's been studies that show that.
Yeah.
More people. It's horrible.
Yeah, that's it. But
I was just going to say, like, much as people are talking about this bloody new bridge, what is the point in a new bridge? Like, really, do we need any more people coming into Fife? Is the point that I've, like, okay, so sometimes...
Oh God, here we go. It's Mark Trump and protectionism.
No, look, the
Shut the borders.
Freedom for the kingdom of Fife.
bridging a wall.
All I'm saying is people from Edinburgh must be looking across thinking, look at that bastion of civilization. Look at them with their culture and their eateries. Like, maybe we want a bit more of that. Go and visit. Which is fine. I'm all for, like, bringing people in.
By
Help the
eateries,
local
do you
economy.
mean like the tipsy cow?
Yeah. So... You know, that's what I was going to say. Like, we can't blame those people from Edinburgh wanting to visit the second best kingdom in Scotland after the Butterfly Kingdom, obviously. Which, as we'll all agree, is an excellent day out and fun for all the family.
And in Edinburgh.
Yeah. Oh, actually, it is. Yeah. Balls. Oh, fine.
It's Midlothian, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's alright. It doesn't count. No, I did find it quite funny. It was like just 2 days after the festival, when Edinburgh's done with all the fun. It's just like, we'll go to Fife now
Yeah, exactly.
for the rest of the day.
We need our adrenaline fill. Let's get over to leaving.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's interesting. It's a nice bridge. I'll say that.
Yeah,
I think it's nice.
It's changed the landscape of like Rosyth and Dunfermline as well. But I mean, especially Rosyth, when you're coming down into Rosyth, you've now got these 3 sails poking out the top of the hill. It's like, it looks, I know what it is, and even knowing what it is, it still looks really weird. There's times when the sun's beating down on it and like across all the wires, and it's like, what on earth is that?
Yeah.
And I imagine if anybody's like coming from the north down and for some reason has come through the town and whatnot, and suddenly just sees that, it'd be like, what the fuck is growing out the hill? What are these mad bastards building?
I think the best design part is where they put the entrance to Fife right next to the sewage works. So every time you come over, you get a smell of shite.
Every time.
It warns you for Fife. It warns you what's going to be like.
It's just our
Come to
cunning
our
plan
kingdom.
to make them turn back.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
The sewage works. Wait until we've got the Kelpies there.
No, that's the plan to turn back would have been like, it took me 2 hours to get from Dunfermline over to West Lothian today, and it was like suicidal moments. Like, then coming back home, it was like, I'll leave a little bit earlier.
That was a dark callback to earlier.
No, it was. Well, I'm in the right place, but the thing is, it took me 2 hours to get there in order to do it, so it gives me enough time to not. You know what I mean? Yeah. That was it. Coming back.
Or plenty of time too.
Yeah. I was driving back home the other night, and it was night time. They had the light display on the bridge doing all the testing for it opening up, and I have to say, it looked amazing. It did, but being on it today, it was just anger. That's all it was from everyone.
Yeah.
And some of the comments I saw online were some of the funniest.
Although I
things
did
I've
see
read.
some comments from folk who were like, I was waiting in a 2-hour queue and I was quite happy because it kind of felt historic. So I was quite happy just to hang about. It's just like, and then the anger underneath that was just
amazing.
beautiful. Yeah. But yeah, it was always going to happen. I mean, originally they said it was going to open at 4 and they were expecting queues. And then they said, well, we're actually then going to just open it at some point. And it was like, that won't stop them. All they'll do is they'll drive across the Forth Bridge, up to the roundabout on the other side.
Turn back.
Turn round, come back, down to Inverkeithing, round. And they'll just keep doing that until finally they're directed. And you'll just have tons of traffic. And I bet you they did.
Aye.
I mean, I think the video showed it was like just streams of cars.
Massive queue.
Yeah.
Aye,
There's a lot of lorries and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, just it's all going to happen. I get to walk it on Sunday.
That'd be pretty cool.
It'll be something anyway. Yeah. So I see what that's like. I'll take my camera along and maybe take the mic as well. And if anything,
it's a cool structure. Like I have to say, driving over it today, I did get a moment of like, yeah, this is pretty epic.
Yeah.
Like,
kind of sweet. We did our last drive across the road bridge on Saturday because we kind of thought everybody's going on about first over that one. It's like, yeah, you're not going to be able to drive across this much more. So we knew we wouldn't be across it again. So we went for a wee drive and took it in because, like I was saying, it sounds odd and weird, but one of my favourite moments on that bridge is when you're going under the towers on the road bridge. There's just a moment of awe, like. I think it's probably one of the biggest things I've ever seen.
It is enormous.
Like from a child, it was this huge monument and built in the middle of a fucking river. Yeah. It's
it's pretty cool.
That's that idea of scale and grandeur and also the ingenuity. There's that sort of it's a weird feeling of sort of overwhelmment. Of a few different things, but it's. I mean, I will cycle over it, I will walk over it, I'll get a bus over it, but to have done the last drive was just a wee bit of a like...
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. I got stuck on it for like an hour coming back home last night. And I know usually I'd be like, fucking road bridge, but I was actually alright with it. Because I was sat watching the lights on the new bridge in single lane traffic that wasn't moving, and I was actually alright with it. I was just like...
old friend.
You total bastard.
I'll just say one final thing. I am still sad that they'd already decided a name when Ian Banks died, and there was a petition to get it called the Ian Banks Bridge.
The Ian Banks Bridge.
Which would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah, with the
because he's from the ferry and everything.
Yeah,
so
and he wrote a book
called The Bridge,
about the bridge. And
I think we've talked before about how I think a lot of these sci-fi, like, mega structures
are all based on...
Because he watched the bridge getting built, Yeah.
Totally. But yeah, cool. On to a nice segue about bridges. Big cats. I don't know if everybody saw it, but there was a bit of a commotion in Rosyth last week when I think it was it Sabrina Mahmood put up a video of what looked like a big cat walking across.
Wait a minute.
What?
The woman's name was Sabrina.
Yeah, and a black cat.
She made her cat into a big cat, and it's like an episode of Sabrina Teenage Witch, and doesn't know how to think it, so she thought, "Oh, I'll film it, so I can keep an eye on it." And
was
then
it Salem? Was the
Salem,
yeah.
Well, that's that mystery solved.
Penn Gillette's gonna show up as a fucking wizard and sort some shit out.
Wow. did not see that coming. But anyway, yeah. So it was Castle Hill Farm, the fields on Castle Hill Farm in Rosyth. What looked like a big black beast walking across the field.
Or maybe a cat.
Derek
It was bigger than a cat, but maybe a lab.
Maybe a man dressed as a
Well, here's the thing. I saw a video. There's a famous video about happening down south, and these people went out to recreate it and showed it was basically perspective, and it was a cat, but it was a cat, as big as a house cat can get, basically. But the perspective of it made it look like it was absolutely fucking huge,
right?
When it wasn't. It was just.
Well, I suppose it is on a hill as well.
Exactly.
So,
that's what makes me think maybe it's. Yeah.
It's hard to tell
Not to
because
spoil
again,
the mood.
no,
These
it is.
cows are small.
It's. I forgot what I was going to say. Cats.
Just that repeatedly.
Yeah, cats. The footage, it was all done on a mobile phone basically, and from a distance, so it is hard to make out, but it doesn't move like a dog.
No.
Or if it is, it's a dog moving very sort of slowly and weird. But a couple of mates that I know that live up round that way say that there is a black lab that quite often gets free and just runs about the whole area. So they were saying they reckoned it was that. There was also folk went up and took pictures of the footprints, roughly like where it was, and that there was footprints in, and there were big muckle prints. But we were having a look at prints online of big cats and of labs and big dogs, and there's actually not much difference.
Claws are the giveaway. That's it. Yeah.
Well-
Well, retractable, whatever.
Well, the thing is, apparently with some big cats as well, the claws don't retract fully, so you still get a claw outline as well. So it's sort of like it could be either or. The interesting thing is that it was retired police wildlife liaison officer George Redpath. He believes that there may be up to 5 cats in Fife, genuine big cats kicking about Fife, and that maybe down to 4 because in 2003 there was a report of one cat having been killed in a collision with a car.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of nodding, Dave.
Maybe. Well,
But the other thing that is interesting is that since 1984, there has been at least 200 sightings across Fife alone of big cats, and it's all over Fife as well.
that's since 1984. I mean, in the last 5 years, there's animal charities in Scotland will receive hundreds of phone calls. And within the last 5 years alone, I think the statistic online for the Scottish SPCA is that they'd received over 150 calls relating to big cat sightings. And there's actually a dedicated line that people are redirected to in order for them to be like, it's a fucking big cat.
Aye.
And 150 calls. There's a lot of large domestic house cats and whatever else,
There
Maine
are,
Coons
yeah.
and all that sort of stuff. But if you see a big cat, you're going to know it. And plus the fact, like, I have family members that have spotted them as well. My dad's mate had, this was years ago, flying a model aeroplane over the Cleash Hills. What's the forest? Blairardham Forest?
Blair, yeah.
Flying a model aeroplane over that, and it had come down. So he did the GPS thing, tracked it into the forest, and came across this huge amount of carrion.
Yeah.
Just bits of old everything.
Thing, yeah.
And it looked like essentially a lair.
Yeah.
As fucking cats have. Domestic cats got them too. They usually have like cotton buds. And apparently he'd gone crawling through the trees and was immediately hissed at by something massive.
Yeah.
And he turned and scarpered and got the fuck out there, cuts all over his face running through trees. But that's it. Like my brother Tony, who's he's in the police in Dunfermline. He's seen it himself as well. He's just like, yeah, there's big cats in Fife, and that's it. Now, I have no shadow of a doubt that there are big cats in Scotland and over the UK as well. There's apparently a lion roams free across the south coast of Cornwall, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But it's been spotted so many times down there that it's probably fucking real.
That's one of the 3 lions in England.
Are they on a shirt?
I was gonna say, there are 2 on his shirt.
See, that's the thing though, is that it's a lot of people say, it's like, oh well, why haven't they been caught or found? It's like some of them have, and some of them have been found, but mostly if they don't want to be found, they're not going to be found.
Yeah.
You'll never find you'll never be able to track them because they'll be out of there before you can get anywhere near them.
See, Dave's answer is something that I think family, I think it was my mum said about this. She was like, yeah, but how come they never find, like, stuff they've eaten? You know what I mean?
It's because, but then it's because the stuff that they've eaten they'll take back to the...
They'll hide it.
Yeah.
But you'd think someone would find it, but someone has found it.
Yeah,
But then, like, so somebody at my work had said to me today, there's like, well, what, like, if they died, surely would we not be coming across like bodies? And it was like, nah, because like carrion and rats and everything just pick it apart, and in no time at all as well. Like within a week, like a deer carcass can disappear.
Give a pack of magpies, something like that, and it'll be gone in no time.
Exactly.
Although that pigeon that was by the train station did actually last quite a long time.
But yeah, like it'll just get absolutely destroyed, and there'd be no evidence of it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If people think that these kind of things aren't roaming around free and all that sort of stuff, there was the DWA, the Dangerous Wild. What the hell does it stand for? Dangerous Wild Animals Act in 1976 was brought in. And at that point, people had all sorts of crazy shit as pets because they were allowed it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. And you had animals in circuses and things like that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it was kind of at that point straight away they stopped unlicensed owners from having these fucking crazy animals, whether they're panthers.
But that was it, and people had them like in their living rooms and back gardens, and you had like estate owners. I mean, we're looking at more than 100 years essentially from the old empire, bringing back big cats from India and Africa.
Yeah,
a freaking ocelot.
But yeah, like them bring them back and have them on estates, which or like on farms and stuff like that, and just with a regular fence.
Yeah, and that's it now as well. I mean, with that act being brought in back in 1976, there's been loads of changes to it since as well, making it more and more updated. So it comes down to certain breeds of scorpions all the way through to lions, tigers, and bears.
Oh my!
And it's probably just as well because you do get some fucking lunatics who still try and go against it.
And own something
or own many things.
Yeah,
and it's just it's nuts. It really
it's also
is.
like I think there's the snapping turtle. Which is down south in one of the rivers that keeps getting the anglers keep catching and shitting themselves and just throwing it back in, like cutting the lines.
It'd be a terrifying thing to come across. But that's it. I mean, people back in the day when they were told that they had to pay for this license would have just been like,
open the back door.
Open the door.
Yeah,
that's it.
And cheerio.
On you go, Tiddles.
The next day.
Try not to kill too many children.
I was going to say the next day. Our baby's missing. Have you seen it?
Or it's knock, knock, knock. Your cat's tossing around a child in the back garden.
Your lion's got into the primary school.
It is crazy to think that there are, but there are, and it's.
Well, I'm looking at them now. The Coolport Cougar, in Argyllshire. There's Morayshire, the Beast of Duffus.
Beast of Balgony as well.
Ayrshire, the Sundrum Slasher. Although I'm not convinced by that. That just looks like a cat. Renfrewshire, the King Malcolm Big Cat. Or the Gurrick Growler, as it's called. That genuinely does. Like, look at that for its form. There, Dave.
That's some good form.
That is the body. The
that
body
is
shape.
better than Federer form.
Yeah. He nearly went out in the first round the other day. Fuck's sake. But they're like that guy as well. Just using our animal expert here.
That's a cat.
That is next to a train track, and it doesn't look that big.
Yeah. There's a lot of the photos that are taken where it's clearly just perspective. And someone's obviously gone like, I'll get like fucking what's he called, Bigfoot, Sasquatch. In America, you get loads of photos of him, and some of the crazy bits and pieces that you get urban myth wise around there are just like, sorry, there's what that lives in your woods? No, there's not. There's fuck all in your town, mate.
But the thing is in the States they have bears and they have like mountain lions and they've got that stuff. They've got big cats, so. That's where their urban myth goes to. Where here we're just like, no, give us a big cat.
Did you see that video recently of the guy just walking up a mountain in America? He just turns a corner, looks at his side, and there's a mountain lion. Not looking angry, it's just looking at him like, all right. And he's just
my god.
Going backwards so slowly. And then check it, and it's just sort of watched him like, what? He did. Google it, listeners, it's amazing. The mountain lion should have just eaten him.
It's like, did you see the video of the bear that breaks into the woman's house and then plays the piano?
What?
Yeah, it's great. He breaks into the house through like a window that wasn't latched properly. Goes on down. It was caught on our like CCTV. Goes on down and kind of has a sniff around the living room. There's a piano there with the top open on it, and it goes up and it sits up and it just puts its paws on it, and then it puts its paws on it again, and then one last time. It kind of looks and then goes away off and raids the fridge and empties it of everything in the fridge.
Obviously, a tortured musical soul in the body of a bear. It can only go.
But yeah, that was a classic CCTV moment. But
that's like going back to animals that are kind of on the loose in Scotland as well. I mean, there's all these kind of, you get images that appear of big cats out in the wild and all that sort of stuff, but there's like genuine registered moments of like, there's a grass snake, and someone's gone across and gone, oh, it's a grass snake, and it's like, oh no, it's a boom slang.
Fuck off.
It's happened, and it's just like, boom slangs are the ones that if they bite you, you'll bleed out of every orifice until you die. And it's fucking crazy, because it's like, there are animals out in the wild because they've either gotten loose or they've been let loose, and it's happened and it will continue to happen. And if people don't think there's big cats or any other crazy shit like that floating around, just go for a long enough walk. They'll find you.
What happened with my mate is just lives in street over from me when we're kids. His neighbour lost a snake. Was like, I've lost my snake, so keep an eye out. And apparently his mum was in the bath, and it just popped its head out the toilet, like, hello. So it got into the plumbing and just swimming about.
Jesus.
yeah, snakes are terrifying.
Yeah, this was like, hello, and then his mum went fucking mental.
Well, did you not hear about that guy in the papers in Lanarkshire a wee while back? He was done for... He had like, I think it was 28 snakes. He had like death stalker scorpions and all sorts of stuff just floating around his living room.
Jesus Christ.
And the way they found him was because the downstairs neighbour was just kind of sat there, and it was like, what's that? And it was a Thai pan. It just like come down and like through the cavity in the wall and just come into the living room. And it was just like, fuck, all right, that's no. It's a whole load of nope.
Yeah.
They found loads of stuff in the house, because it was like deathstalker scorpions, king cobras, and spitting cobras and everything. It's just like, are you mental, mate? The answer is yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and it's amazing that people are still getting their hands on it, but then I suppose it's going to be money and it's going to be a huge black market.
It's so easy to do as well.
Yeah.
The only person who should be able to do that is Jake the Snake.
Legitimately scares French giants.
And in a Hessian bag as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Classic.
It's an absolutely crazy thing. And like I say, it's probably a black lab in Rosyth, but at the end of the day, I believe.
I want to believe.
I want to believe, yeah, definitely. But yeah, I don't know, what do you think? Do you think real big cat or small cat at a distance?
I think in this incident, it's small cat at a distance. But I believe Dave. I think there are things out there.
Yeah. I mean, there's...
Sorry, Jamie, I totally answered because I wasn't paying attention.
No, that's I pretty much think the same as you.
The other thing
Cue X-Files music.
The other thing that what I did find interesting is that there's 5 big cats in Fife, and that they've potentially been spotted all over Fife, and it's sort of like that's there's the whole thing about the territory that they cover as well, so it's kind of possible as well that a lot of the sightings are just 1 or 2 of the cats, covering huge areas of ground. There was something else that I read and I can't remember now. Cue X-Files music.
So what time is it, Coach?
I think it's Fantasy Fight Club time.
Hey! Huzzah!
Welcome, one and all, back to the specially constructed, imaginary, nine-sided Nonagon for another Fantasy Fight Club. I suggest you all settle in, for we have another tremendous fight card for you good folk out there tonight. If you're not familiar with the format yet, then I shall explain. Each of us pits two fighters into the Nonagon to battle. These fighters can be anyone or anything. We then mull over their faults and their merits and how we think the fight would go. We then all decide on a winner, so let's get ready to ramble.
You should say that when you're on the walking with 5 people as well.
Let's get ready to ramble.
Yeah.
Nice.
Watch them to kick you into a bush and stab you.
Lovely. So, who has a fight for us tonight?
Oh, me. I've got a fight.
Go for it.
Well, I've gone for one which is essentially a toss-up between two very difficult decisions. Mm-hmm. Quite life-changing decisions as well.
Good God, here we go.
Sorry, guys. Basically, it's essentially a toss-up between having something that'll knock your belongings off a flat tabletop or having something that'll knock you flat in your arse financially. So this is a fight between having a pet versus having a baby.
All right.
It was kind of inspired by recent additions to the Fife population. With Hannah and Rab having a baby girl, Alice, and Farky and his wife having a lovely bouncing baby girl as well.
Yeah.
So
Farky, who had a baby, hadn't slept for like 48 hours or 36 hours and still came to watch McGregor Mayweather.
Well, congratulations on our new
congratulations, absolutely.
Five Club listener. I'm sure we don't know a name yet, do we?
For Farkies, we do...
He did, but I'd had a few beers and it was very late.
Bad friends.
Terrible friend.
No, he said at the time he didn't. On Saturday night, he didn't have a name.
I think we do
I
now.
haven't seen Facebook. So.
Do we know one for Hannah and Crab's one?
Yeah, it's Alice, Jessica.
Alice. Oh, what a surprise.
Straight in there with it. But not an ugly child either, so well done. Yeah.
Considering it's half banana, half crab.
I know.
It looks pretty bonny considering.
Pretty goddamn hideous.
Oh, anybody that's listening that doesn't know these people, it's alright.
Sorry.
Shall I start with my thoughts on it?
Yeah.
I'd rather have something knock all of my furniture all over the place, to be perfect. I just really, I don't know if it's because I'm an only child, but I just don't really understand babies at all. There are naturally, parental people that go into a room where there's a baby and, immediately want to go, oh, hey, whoa, silly voices, poke it around, throw it about and stuff like that. I'm like, fuck no. Wait till we have an adult conversation. Wait till you've read something.
I'm absolutely with you there. So it's when my nephew and niece were born, I was kind of, I was 17 when my nephew was born. And it was that first question of, do you want to hold him? And I was like, yeah. And as he got handed to me, remember and support his head.
Yeah.
And instantly I was like, I'm terrified.
Yeah. I'm exactly the same.
And then I held him and he cried. And then a few years later I made him cry because I hit him too hard with a pillow. And he used to man the fuck up.
Yeah.
But even the other day when I got handed Alice, and it was I sat frozen in fear with the worst cramp in the world running down my back. So I was just like, if I move, it might die. What if I break it? I'm far bigger than this. Give me a cat any day.
Well, completely. What if you had started straight up talking to the cat, not the cat, sorry, the baby, and then you end up patronising it? I always worry about that as well. By patronising you, do you understand enough? Has your cerebral cortex developed enough so you understand this language? I don't really know. How far are we along in the whole thing yet?
Peekaboo. Where's he gone? He's disappeared.
So whereas you put a cat in front of me. Boom! I am absolutely all over that. Cats, dogs.
So what you're saying is you're all right with toddlers, just not babies.
I don't really like toddlers.
But that's what a cat is. A cat's a toddler.
A cat is not a toddler
because
it doesn't smell of puke and shit.
Does sometimes.
Yeah, but actually, a fair bit of the time.
Most of the time, it smells like tuna flavored cat food. That's more realistic.
But no, was it developmentally. Like dogs and cats, most animals only get to like toddler state, and that's where they stay.
Shocking revelation is Kutch disses cats and dogs. Live on the podcast. Yeah, fucking hell.
But no, like I've got 2 cats, and they are they're great, but they can be massive pains in the arses at times. It's the whole knocking things over or stealing your seat or just generally
Right. I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah.
Cats cannot steal your seat. Do you know why? You chuck them the fuck off your seat.
Yeah, but the moment that you stand up and then they decide that they're going to just like muscle in right there, and then it's just like, just for fuck's sake,
Yeah. And then you chuck them off and it's fine.
also
Problem solved.
I'm just going to jump in right there as well, because if you chuck the baby off your seat, there's far more of a problem with that.
Yeah, people seem to get a bit annoyed. I will say one thing in favour of babies is that the way that you acquire a baby is tremendously more fun than going to the cat. Well, not usually, actually. I rate myself as about a 3 to 4 out of 10 on a good day. But it's definitely much better than going to the Cats Protection League and having the women from the Cats Protection League try and like push the most maladjusted, psychotic beast of a cat in that place onto you. Go, no, he's got a lovely nature. He's ripping the curtains, biting my toes.
and smoking a cigarette.
It's going to be in our care for 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm alright with babies because I sort of grew up around them, and so I'm alright. So I'm like, yeah, bro, whatever. But I think if we're talking a fight, cat wins every time. It'll just sit on its face.
Yeah.
Babies are pretty robust though. You can drop them a few times before
That's
they
true,
get
they do.
damaged.
See, that's my issue. Is like I've got 3 older brothers and no one younger than me. So for me, it's kind of a moment of like, I sort of wish that I didn't have any older brothers because they're all fucking assholes. So yeah, I'd be alright. I'd happily just have more cats.
No, it's like you're obviously saying you've always had babies, because I suppose you would have had like Cara, and then your
Sophie and
your nieces and nephews. I mean, I've not always had babies, but there's certainly been a regular sort of like enough with like friends of the family and stuff.
And all the illegitimate children that you've had cut from sowing your wild oats.
And then recently, there's obviously been a boon of Ross children, and
that's just a numbers game.
yeah, it is. But yeah, like I don't know. I do quite enjoy like going in, especially when like they're all there when Ava and then the 3 boys are there. It can be quite good fun.
Okay.
Chatting and playing with other kids.
I've got another one then. Mm-hmm. Which would you rather sit behind on a plane? A cat or a screaming baby?
Headphones.
Does the cat have a litter tray that's far away from you?
Yeah.
Than a cat.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Even actually, litter trays aren't that bad. Like, litter trays are not that bad.
I don't know. I think a cat, like on a plane, did you say? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a cat on a plane might freak the fuck out and just gouge your eyes out. So I don't know.
I think it would be wary to begin with before
Let's put it this way.
immediately sleeping.
No, let's put it this way. Both of my cats do not like getting in the car. Never mind into something that goes vertical for.
My cats have liked the car. They've just not liked being in the vet box in the car.
Wait a minute.
No.
Tying into our talk earlier, are there snakes on this plane?
Holy shit.
Then actually with cats, it could help me hunt the snakes.
Also, is it a big cat?
We're not doing too many links. No.
Links.
Oh God.
I have to ask you a question. Oh no.
Are you moving into deodorants?
Bloody hell, man. Holy shit.
Oh no, I thought you were gonna go into big cat puns, and I was like, do you know? I'm just
right.
actually putting my foot down. Like I'm not having this.
No, I was just linking out into deodorants. Yeah. So yeah.
But also, cats are quite cheap as well. Compared to a baby,
they're massively cheap.
Yeah.
There's a lot less responsibility there with them, certainly.
There is a far greater return on investment in a cat.
I think our cats cost us just over £100 a month. I'm pretty sure a baby would be cheaper.
No.
Nah, man.
Absolutely
For
not.
the first wee while, I'm pretty sure.
You also are being honest. You have multiple cats.
Yeah, that would be £100 a month and your own freedom.
By the time we've got insurance and the pet plan and the food and then the specialist vet food because one of them's made of glass.
You're constantly buying babies new clothes as well.
No, you're not. Other people are.
Yeah, that's very true. As somebody who's recently bought clothes for a baby, it's obviously not mine.
But I bought a baby, it wasn't mine, but I gave it back because I didn't like it.
I just put it in the drawer and forgot about it.
Sorry to self.
Oh, so grim.
Oh,
I don't know if I like this.
If you're listening, Hannah, I can't wait to come and see your baby.
Yeah.
No.
It's cute as fuck. But
Yeah.
I'm going to call it and say I'd rather have a pet.
Uncle Dave.
I'm the sort of man that will probably not plan. If I have kids, I'll probably not plan it. So I'm gonna go cat.
In a fight, I think Jamie had the right question.
Yeah.
It's always going to be the cat. What would I prefer? I'd have both because I'm going to have cats. So, yeah, that's kind
Biologically,
of
you can't have babies, cat.
You can only have wolves. That's what's running around in her side. It's not a big cat.
It's got his progeny. The fruit of his loins.
Yeah.
He's just looking for a basketball court.
You bunch of pricks.
And I'm obviously
Here.
a cat.
I'm quite well shaven today.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Mark, what's your fight? No? Jamie?
Well, I was going to say, if yours is good, we'll go with yours. We
Okay.
should drop one out because I think I need to go to bed.
Okay, well, mine's is both cats, but in human form. So we have the cat from Red Dwarf.
My God. You've stole mine. Right, okay.
You could do yours then.
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Versus Michael Jackson, who was when he was with Puma but in the black and white video, and he turns back into a human. So it's essentially Michael Jackson with a little bit of Puma left over versus the cat from Red Dwarf.
Both very similar.
Who are you gonna have versus cat? We can make it a 3-way triple threat match.
I was gonna go with Dave's earlier suggestion of cat from EastEnders.
She's in.
Special ref match.
Yeah.
She's in. There's a suitcase at the top with a thing that'll turn you into a cat forever. They all want to be cats. And who's going to win? Now, MJ's obviously got the dexterity, but the cat's got some good dance moves as well.
He can slide about definitely.
Yeah.
And they both can both holler as well.
So can Cat from EastEnders.
Yeah. Oh, good God, she can.
Jesus.
I was going to say, while they're both good movers, the thing about Cat from Red Dwarf, though, is that he's very, very self-obsessed. So if there was any kind of mirror or anything like that, he would be too busy.
Like MG's love.
Yeah.
I don't know, because there's definitely a certain amount of self-obsession with Michael Jackson too.
Yeah, probably his whole perpetual Peter Pan thing.
Yeah.
The being a world-class pederast.
That's a whole different
world-class
section.
pederast.
He is a world-class predator as well. So, yeah.
An apex predator.
I was thinking as well that Cat from Red Dwarf, he's the guy that plays him is quite handy with a katana. So
Wow.
Very
From
true.
Blade 2. Yeah. Oh, no, from the Bin Man thing.
yeah.
Real life. Danny John Jones.
Chases Bin Man with a katana.
He also used to do wasn't Jack Anori, but it was like a bedtime thing on CBBC.
And he was
So I was just
also-
flicking through channels one night and I was like, Danny John Jones is reading me a bedtime story. What the fuck's I left it on? I was like, this is incredible. This is the best thing ever.
He was also in Maid Marian.
Yeah, I was exactly just about to look that up. And that must have given him some training anyway. Not that Maid Marian and Our Merry Men did a lot of training scenes, but I imagine from the Kevin Costner version of the TV show that, there was a lot of sort of training montages in that.
Oh yeah, I remember when Kevin Costner was Maid Marian too. Who would you think?
So I don't really. I actually have to confess, I have no idea who Kat from EastEnders is.
So yeah.
She's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like a fucking nightmare. Just Google Cat from EastEnders and you'll just be like, yeah, her, she'll win. Because that's it, thinking about it, you had
Cat and Alfie.
Cat from Red Dwarf used to run away from fights.
Yeah.
That was his
He's
I'm busy
also the
doing my
last
hair.
of his kind as well.
Yeah.
There's a certain thing to that.
Aye.
Because he's evolved from cats and they've all left.
Michael Jackson as a puma was
Yeah.
just a bit weird. It's a weird sequence at the end of a very weird music video.
Also, Michael Jackson has the ability to stand on top of cars, grab his crotch, and make the windows explode.
Yes,
so
that's true.
That's got to be taken into account as well.
It's a mighty special.
Which would attract bin men. Come and clear that up. But Cat from Red Dwarf would chase them away.
And then Cat from he's like, what's happening out here?
She is the definition of hatchet face. She absolutely is. I'm sure not made up to look like Cat from EastEnders. She's probably very normal looking.
The thing is, in her EastEnders thing, her accent is only a bit more strong in EastEnders than it is in real life as well. I've seen her in interviews and she's
Dick Van Dyke-esque. Full cockney.
Well, I'm going to call this one.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go for Michael Jackson.
Why?
Because he has a lot of unspecified music video related magic powers.
That is actually true.
He can turn himself into silver balls.
Or into sand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Certainly
All
have
this
blue
shit.
balls a lot of the time.
He can turn himself into a giant fucking robot thing.
Yep. He can also turn into a werewolf if he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do whatever
Be at a
the fuck you want.
30-degree angle as well.
I didn't even think about the werewolf thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or a zombie. Yeah. He's definitely got a lot of.
Boy's
yeah.
agile too.
Yeah.
The
45-degree angle.
He's permanently off his tits.
tits.
So fucking whatever the fuck he was on.
Whatever Dr. Michael Jackson's doctor
Respected medical professional.
could give him. Yeah.
Well, that's the other. But you say that. You say there'd be a woozy concoction. But what if Michael Jackson had made Danny John Jules? Just a little bit of the old half can of Coke, half red wine. The old Jesus juice. Knock some of that back, Cat.
Check my bad set.
And also, Cat would continually be held back by the idiocy of Rimmer. The idiocy and cowardice of Rimmer.
Yeah.
And the laziness of Lister.
Of Lister, yeah.
Aye.
And the
Michael
worriedness
Jackson.
of Crichton.
Yeah.
True, and Michael Jackson would have a backup of about how many families? Is it 300 family members?
And also all the yes men you could ever want. So, yeah.
Speaking of, I think Jermaine Jackson, one of them, was hanging around at Mayweather's camp the week before the fight as well. The Sky Sports guy was there and was like, fucking... Jermaine, or one of them.
Yeah.
It's like, look at Jackson. It's like, oh, fuck.
Shipbone Tito.
Yeah, Shipbone.
But that's just not surprising, is
Yeah,
it?
no,
Go to
it's-
Las Vegas, you're pretty much expecting to see a Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
There's one for every state.
Oh, why not? Lesser known was Andrew Jackson, the famous American president. Also related. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think I'm going to call it for Michael Jackson in Puma form as well, because as Dave brought up, Cat would run the fuck away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think he would run, he would sort of shimmy.
Shimmy, yeah. Shimmy and pow!
Yeah.
Spin round and yeah, slowly back up.
And like him preparing himself for the woman he never meets. Yeah.
There's actually an interesting thing in Backwards the book about when they're on Earth, and he's going through his teens, going back towards his teens, and he tries to get it on with a girl, and it all goes horribly wrong because he's got a cat's penis, which is horrendous.
Wow. I've only ever read The Last Human. I've not read...
They're
ones.
all good books. So they definitely take a more interesting sci-fi spin.
Yeah, it's more
than
hard
the-
sci-fi. Yeah.
Than the series. But yeah, Michael Jackson, I think.
Michael Jackson.
Beman?
I don't like to encourage world-class pederasts, so I'm going to say Danny John Jules. I make the point that while you all appear to be pro-paedophile, I am staying very strongly anti.
We're not pro, we just think he would win in the fight.
I don't know.
There's a difference.
I think there sounded like a little bit of cheerleading going on.
If we go back to the X-Files side of things, where Billy Connolly absorbed his... Did he not absorb his special powers?
Yeah, his powers came from buggering boys.
Yeah, here
I
you go.
could- so-
As do Michael Jackson.
I was talking about this on Saturday night to someone at a fight because someone brought up the X-Files and I was like, remember the second X-Files movie where Billy Connolly was bumming boys and then he was getting visions? And I said in the cinema, I was like, these visions better not be from the boys he's bummed. And that's exactly what happened. That was the premise of that entire film.
I did not see it.
No, it's not that great.
No,
it ends really weirdly as well. Yeah. Anywho,
Whole new meaning to the big one.
oh dear. Seeing as you nicked half my fight, we'll just maybe leave it there because it's late.
I'm sleepy.
Yeah. So, anything else anybody got to say?
Nah, I'm alright.
No. Cool. Brings us to that time of the evening when I have to say, Dave, what is our motto this week?
If you want to travel across the New Bridge for the sake of travelling across the New Bridge, give it about 6 months, for fuck's sake.
Or just throw yourself off it.
Do that. Halfway across, you've done their bit.
So then they've got to stop the car and that'll...
There's a hard shoulder, it's fine.
Is there a hard shirt?
Yeah.
There's a hard shoulder, but there's a harder landing.
Good night.
Right.